Good evening, you are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos presides over a meeting of the Council of Ministers at Beit al-Barakah. His Majesty the Sultan expresses his satisfaction and appreciation for the continuous efforts exerted in the field of national manpower employment and the generation of suitable jobs for citizens. The establishment of Oman Aviation Group as a government holding company is announced. And the logistics sector is a real wealth and a main pillar for economic diversification. Those were the headlines, now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos yesterday presided over a meeting of the Council of Ministers at Beit al-Barakah. His Majesty the Sultan thanked and praised Allah for the progress, growth and prosperity with which he has endowed Oman, praying to the Almighty to bestow these riches on Oman and wishing that this year will be a year of bounties and blessings. Then His Majesty reviewed various local, regional and international topics. On the domestic front, His Majesty the Sultan expressed his satisfaction and appreciation for the continuous efforts exerted by the government, noting that these efforts helped in achieving good results in the comprehensive development march that caters both to economic and social dimensions and safeguards the level of basic services rendered to citizens, besides channeling investments to economic diversification projects. He hailed the citizens' cooperation in making development plans and programmes a success. His Majesty also commended the efforts undertaken in the field of national manpower and employment and the generation of suitable jobs for citizens. In this respect, His Majesty underscored the significance of qualifying citizens to take up jobs that offer them a decent life. In his review of regional and international developments, His Majesty the Sultan reaffirmed that the Sultanate will continue its benign endeavours to support efforts being exerted to foster understanding and dialogue aimed to resolve all issues in a manner that safeguards the nation's ability to go ahead with their development and progress in secure and stable conditions. At the conclusion of the meeting, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos touched on a variety of issues of concern to the homeland and citizens. Then His Majesty gave his royal directives to all institutions of the state to pursue their drive to achieve the desired goals. He wished success in all that might sustain Oman and for its loyal people progress and prosperity. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmad Al Jaber Al Sabah, Emir of Kuwait, in reply to His Majesty's condolences cable on the death of Sheikh Abdullah Mubarak Al Hamad Al Mubarak Al Sabah. His Majesty the Sultan has received a cable of thanks from His Excellency President Ilham Heydar Aliyev of the Republic of Azerbaijan in reply to His Majesty's congratulatory cable on the occasion of his country's independence anniversary. His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Fataizi, Minister of Transport and Communications, announced the establishment of Ayman Aviation Group as a government holding company. The Board of Directors approved in its first meeting the group's strategy and discussed the establishment of airports, cities and free zones. The group will include Oman Air Company, Oman Airports Management Company, Oman Air Services Company and other companies under establishments such as Oman Navigation and Meteorology Company. The new move came with the advent of the opening of the new Muscat International Airport and as the Sultanate aims to increase the contribution of the aviation sector in the gross domestic product along with growth in the tourism and logistics sectors. "16 initiatives and projects in the logistics sector are the outcome of enhancing economic diversification laboratories. The Implementation and Follow-up Support Unit aims to support the execution of these projects. Among these projects are the construction of a railway line in the Governorate of Worcester, establishment of a land linkage project with Saudi Arabia, a cargo village at Muscat International Airport, an airports community project, and other initiatives. This came to serve the Sultanate's tendency aiming at the development of the logistics sector and making it the cornerstone of growth for other promising economic sectors. During 2017, the logistics sector contributed to gross domestic product by 1 billion Omani riyals. Experts describe this sector as the real wealth of Oman and the main sustainable alternative for economic growth. Still to come in our news bulletin. The first photography exhibition is inaugurated in Bahla Fort. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Egyptian officials said the country has opened its border with the Gaza Strip for the first time this year. The officials said that the Rafah crossing point would operate for 3 days on a humanitarian basis. The Palestinian embassy in Cairo confirmed the opening of Gaza's main gateway to the outside world. Thousands of Gaza residents are on travel lists, most of them medical patients, students and holders of residency permits of other countries. Only a few thousand will make it out in the time allotted. The announcement comes amid warnings of a healthcare crisis in Gaza, home to 2 million people. Egypt has kept Rafah mostly closed since Hamas took over the territory in 2007. The Syrian Kurdish militia, known as the People's Protection Units, or YPG, released videos showing guided missiles being fired targeting what they described as Turkish tanks in the northwestern enclave of Afrin. On January 20th, Turkey launched a cross-border offensive into Afrin to drive out the Syrian Kurdish militia and subsequently threatened to extend its operation to Manbij over 100 kilometers to the east. The US-backed Syrian Kurdish YPG militia made up the backbone of the fight against Daesh in Syria. But Ankara considers the Syrian Kurdish fighters terrorists and allied with Kurdish insurgents within Turkey, the outlawed Kurdistan Workers' Party. US Vice President Mike Pence met with South Korean President Moon Jae-in in Seoul today. Welcoming Pence to the presidential Blue House, Moon thanked the US for its support and took the opportunity to highlight the visit of the North Korean officials to the Games, calling them the Olympic Games of Peace. The Vice President reiterated US support for the South in the face of the North's weapons program, stating his country would continue to stand shoulder to shoulder in our effort to bring maximum pressure to bear on North Korea until they abandon their nuclear ambitions. Female ice hockey players from both Koreas will compete as one team in the Olympics, which will open tomorrow and will be attended by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's sister and other senior officials. Surveillance camera footage from inside a hostel in Hualien showed the moment a magnitude 6.4 earthquake hit the Taiwanese city. The tremor struck the east coast of the island, killing at least 10 people, damaging buildings and leaving 4 mid-sized blocks in the worst-hit Hualien County leaning at sharp angles, their lowest floors crushed into mangled heaps of concrete, glass, iron and other debris. Rescue efforts continue today, with workers placing steel beams to stabilize one dangerously tilted building, and rescuers on the other side tried to pull survivors to safety. More than 260 people were injured and 25 remain unaccounted for. Most of the survivors are being temporarily housed in a sports stadium on the edge of town. Aid has been flowing in from all over the island, and although running water has been cut off to some parts of the city, most essentials are in good supply. The Red Cross Society of China has decided to provide 1 million yuan for rescue operations, saying that it is ready to send rescue teams to Taiwan. Many of the people at the stadium will have to remain until their homes can be certified as structurally sound. The weather is not making it easy, with storm clouds promising more rain, bringing yet another challenge for a county reeling from the wrath of Mother Nature. Back to some more local news. Lieutenant General Ahmed bin Harith al-Napani, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, received in his office at Muscat al-Matafa today Lieutenant General Charles Brown, Deputy Commander of the US Central Command, and his accompanying delegation currently visiting the Sultanate. The meeting exchanged viewpoints and discussed a number of matters of common concern. Rear Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis al-Raisi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, received in his office at Muscat al-Matafa today Lieutenant General Charles Brown, Deputy Commander of the US Central Command, and his accompanying delegation currently visiting the Sultanate. The meeting exchanged viewpoints and discussed several matters of common concern. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry is preparing a strategy for industry in the Sultanate to keep pace with the Sultanate Strategy 2040. This came in cooperation with the United Nations Organization for Industrial Development. During the Investment Opportunities Seminar, a number of work papers were discussed. They tackled issues such as investments, alternative and green energy, and ways to rationalize power consumption in factories and achieve the best financial results. Majesty Industrial Services signed a partnership agreement with FCC Aqualia to establish Oman Sustainable Water Services. More details in the following report by Salah bin Khalfan Arapi.
Aiming to provide sustainable and environmentally friendly water solutions and services to all companies and factories operating in Suhar Port and the Free Zone, Majesty Industrial Services signed a 20-year partnership agreement with FCC Aqualia.
This collaboration for us is really important. It's a relevant collaboration because first of all is our core business, is the water management of the region in Oman, in Sohar region, the industrial side, and on the other side is our first contract in Oman.
The agreement undertakes operation and maintenance of seawater intake plants, production and supply of drinking and processed water, the collection and network of cooling water, wastewater treatment and sewage network, and the recycled wastewater. Initially, It will start with seawater intake and eventually, through time, will extend the services to other products within the premises of Sohar port.
Project, in fact, is an operation contract, an operation and maintenance contract. So, in principle, we have to deal with the existing facilities. It's a brownfield infrastructure. So we are not forced at the beginning to invest more money than the equity. But in the future, with the growth of the area, we are convinced that we will have to invest more money. And of course, we are willing to do it.
Majesty Industrial Services is a totally government-owned company that specializes in providing quality water services of various types to companies operating in Sohar Port and the Free Zone. It has a project of high technical complexity, which includes critical plants of seawater extraction, a desalination plant, a purifier, a seawater outfall and pumping system and process, as well as drinking water networks and sewerage. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Ayman Wastewater Services Company organised a field visit for a number of their excellencies and the undersecretaries to Ansab ponds, which contain various types of resident and migrant birds. This site is one of the touristic and environmental destinations in the governorate of Muscat. It has attracted many bird researchers and watchers from various parts of the world. The visit aimed to acquaint the participants with the elements of these ponds, which are considered scientifically among the wetlands category. It plays a great role in the treatment of wastewater to protect groundwater from pollution and use it for irrigation and industrial purposes. Oman oil price April delivery 2018 reached $62.47. Dubai Mercantile Exchange said that the price of Oman oil declined $1.87 from the price of yesterday, Wednesday, which was $64.34. The average price of Oman oil February delivery 2018 has stabilized at $61.60, thus 81 cents per barrel higher than the January delivery 2018. Muscat Securities market today added 34.9 points, comprising a rise by 0.70% to close at 5,006 points compared to the last session, which stood at 4,971 points. The trading value today stood at 4.4 million Omani Rials, comprising a rise by 2.2% compared to the last session, which stood at 4.3 million Rials. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value rose by 0.271% to reach about 17.86 billion Omani Rials. With a wide participation from owners of camels from different wilayas of the Sultanate and from GCC countries, a ceremony was held in the wilaya of Al-Masana in the governorate of South Batna to conclude the Camel Beautification Festival. The 5-day festival reflected attention given to camels by camel breeders. It was organised by Oman Camel Racing Federation. During the ceremony, national poems in addition to some Omani dancing arts were presented. The conclusion ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Saad bin Mohammed Al Madouf Al Saadi, Minister of Sports Affairs. The Bala photography team celebrated the inauguration of its first photography exhibition at the premises of Bala Fort. Our reporter Salah bin Khalfan Al-Rabi has more details in the following report.
Bahla Photography Team, which is affiliated to Bahla Club, inaugurated its first photography exhibition in Bahla Fort. The exhibition included a display of 58 photos carrying various meanings and messages.
It's with great pleasure that I'm here with you all today to see this wonderful exhibition. It is a great pleasure for me and for all my friends to be here. It's a great occasion to share with you these important moments of friendship and joy.
The photos displayed at the premises of this historic fort focused on faces, the beauty of nature in the Sultanate, and glimpses of the amazing Omani architecture.
I am very happy to attend this traditional event, and I am surprised for how beautiful it is and from hospitality of the people. Also the exhibition we saw, it is one exhibition with very big and high standards.
The event was accompanied with some traditional Omani art and the participation of Bahla Equestrian Society, making interesting performances in the corridors of the fort.
I am very happy here because Bahla photography team met us with a big festival here, and now I am seeing the photographs in the exhibition. I can say that they are very strong in photography because I see all headlines of the composition in photography. I congratulate all members of Bahla photography team.
It is worth mentioning that Bahla photography team, which has been recently established, aims to achieve more excellence in the field of photography through participating in different local and international photography events. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Al-Dakhiliya, Governorate.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night over the governorates of Al Dahira and Al Baraymi. Winds will be northerly to northwesterly, light to moderate. Seas will be slight with to moderate with a maximum wave height of 2.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos presides over a meeting of the Council of Ministers at Beit al-Barakah. His Majesty the Sultan expresses his satisfaction and appreciation for the continuous efforts exerted in the field of national manpower employment and the generation of suitable jobs for citizens. The establishment of Oman Aviation Group as a government holding company is announced. And the logistics sector is a real wealth and a main pillar for economic diversification. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.